What's up? It's your boy Karceno here. Want to say thank you again for everybody who subscribed to the page, everyone who's shown us love, everyone who, just liked the videos, all your comments. We had a crazy StreamYard the other night. That was crazy. I don't know who that was that came on there, but man, it was starting to get uncomfortable. I had to leave. I'm like, I'm gone, man. I can't deal with this no more. So I don't know what all happened after the fact. But my goodness. That was a scary sight. But let's get to things that we keep tiptoeing around in this business. Meaning we as people. Now, us as people, meaning black folk, we seem to love to point the finger, but don't want to be part of the solution. We love to point out the finger though. You see these dudes, but they ain't gonna do anything. That's part of the problem too. It's cool and dandy to listen to videos and say this and that, but if you're not gonna take the information and do anything to better yourselves with it, then what's the point? To just point out somebody else's shortcomings and, highlight them. I don't ask people to do things that I wouldn't be willing to do or haven't done already. Now, we're going to get to some NBA news. We're going to talk about other news that's going on right now in this league. And it's not just basketball and Major League Baseball. They did the same thing to Harold Reynolds. Harold Reynolds was accused by a white woman for doing something he never done. And he venomously couldn't believe that he was being accused of this. He fought it tooth and nail, and ESPN, the network, did not believe him at once. They just turned on him, and these are people he've known for 20 plus years, knew the type of character he was. He's ate dinner with these people, and they turned on him at the drop of a hat. Right? And he got to see all these so-called friends who knew him and was like, you know me. I would never do this. They had to keep their distance. And it was no more, you're my guy. It was more or less, there he goes again. Meanwhile, they had another guy on there who had committed multiple acts, had to step down and resign from his radio show. Right? But ESPN is a place of standards. The former president of ESPN, the skipper, Johnny the Skipper, right? Had to come out and tell everybody he was a cokehead, and that's why he's stepping down. And they bring in a guy from Scarsdale, mobbed up family member, and the first thing he wants to do is get rid of all the black culture that's in ESPN. If there's black culture around, he gonna do it. Basically, delve it out. Like, well, I got this. I know what blacks want to see. I'll handle it from here. But we got to get people out of here like Jamel Hill. So they got Jamel Hill out of there. They got a bunch of people out of there. And then they got all of their anchors trying to be woke. Like, we know how to play this. But we can't have anybody that we think is not with status quo trying to deliver that message. And the only brothers that they got working there, majority of them are minions, boy. They have no backbone, no spine, nothing. They say, no backbone, no spine, hired. Welcome. Glad to meet you. Now, today is a tough subject. Yeah, I was looking real bad for the brothers, but we need you to put a positive spin on it. Whenever they use a brother to deliver their message through, they don't realize, the brothers should realize how bad this looks on him from us. Because once that credibility is gone, it's gone, bro. You got one time to do that. Once. And there's no apology and nothing behind it. You try to act as if. Yeah, that's not going to go over too well with the brothers. They going to always remember that. So, you might want to think twice before you do something like that. Now, get this. Everybody's crying about all these things, right? How many black owners do we have in Major League Baseball? They don't even get black American players anymore. It's very rare you see black American players in baseball. When we used to dominate. We used to be what they wanted to be and aspire to be. That's why Mike Trout, they talking about he the greatest of all time. Greatest player we probably have ever seen. No way. No wonder. Barry Bonds was player of the decade. From 1990 to 2000. Nobody had done anything like Barry Bonds in that whole decade. The man had like 3 MVPs while before the home runs and all of that. He didn't even need that. And he already had this on his resume. So imagine that. You don't even need it. And got that on your resume. And they still won't put him in the hall. Because it's being ran by people. They want to put Roger Clemens in there. Oh, God, do they want to put him in there. But they can't. Because they didn't count Barry out. McGuire, they found a way to get him in there. Just come out and say you took roids and all that and you're in. Sammy Sosa, the man did not fail a test. He was not listed on the Balco investigation. His name wasn't on the list. Some writer said that he saw Sammy Sosa refuse a test or something, and he must have done something. That's why Sammy Sosa came back and played baseball again. They couldn't deny him, and he came back and got his 600 home runs. And they still didn't let him in the hall. This man did nothing wrong, but him and Mark McGuire saved baseball, brought the fans back out, got the interest in Major League Baseball. There was no rule for steroids at all. How you punish somebody when there wasn't even a rule? This is what happens when you don't have people that look like you in representation or in position of power. Because they're not going to hear or respect your voice. That's just it. The NFL, right? There was a player, played for the Chicago Bears, went by the name of Red Grange. Red Grange had just a big fallout with the Chicago Bears. Red Grange got so mad with the NFL and the way it was being ran back in his day, that he went out and started his own league. Left professional football to start his own league. That's probably going to be one for trivia. Why come brothers ain't did that? Because they fear you're not going to have the capital. It's going to cost you a lot of money. You're not going to have television rights. You're not going to have all of these rights and luxuries that are provided to you. But you're going to have something more important than that. You're going to have the people. When the big three came out, they said, oh, that thing is going to fall right on its face. Nope. It had the right people in there. Plus, they had the people. They made the appearance, made it look like Ice Cube was in charge. And Ice Cube wasn't in charge. He was the face. And then they tried to cut him out of the whole deal when he was like, whoa, we built this thing. Which he did. Cube was out there campaigning. Cube was out there doing everything he can. And they found the loophole to where they could try to cut him out of the deal. And that didn't go over well with everybody else, including Cube, when the chips were down and all was said and done. But we was like, the brothers all thought, Ice Cube owned this thing, don't he? That's crazy. Now, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving decided they wanted to create their own league and compete against the National Basketball Association. Do you know they would have players follow them? Then the people that stayed would be like, look, why would I go and join your league when I can make multi-millions of dollars already in place and go over somewhere where I'm a owner of nothing, and hopefully one day we could build it? Because see, what they don't realize is the power that they have. They have the people. The NBA only exists. All of these teams, it's not just to single out the NBA, but the NFL. They're only really as good as the players. That's what the fans will come out for, is the players. That's why they paid so much. But the NFL dictates by position who really gets the money. If you're the quarterback, you're getting all the money. Very rare that you see a quarterback not be the max or the highest paid player on the team. But they can void contracts, and people they don't even understand it. And they like, look, we can void it anytime we feel the need to say screw it. We're voiding. That's why you gotta always read, buddy. Always read. It's so important. Yep. I'm hearing whispers from the Golden State Warriors, and we're going to get to that a little later. A little later in the video, we'll get to that. Yep. I just got a message. Yeah, I wanted to get to that, but first I wanted to say, all of this talking about coaching, the coaching job, who's going to get this job, who's going to get that job, right? Coaching. You see? We're talking about coaching. General manager, not ownership. Because Michael Jordan, Tupac said it. Just because we got Michael Jackson and Michael Jordan, we ain't got to be shit. I ain't cool with that. And same thing now. Now we got Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's the owner of the Charlotte Hornets. Oh, so we ain't got to be shit. Michael Jordan, he's on black owner, so we ain't got to do nothing else in life. I ain't cool with that. Neither should you be cool with that. It's actually 86%. They always say 80% African American. No, it's 86% African American that's playing out there on the basketball court. 86%. 86%. So now you got 80% African American, with more African Americans to come in and after this draft. No ownership by African Americans is being discussed. That conversation comes and goes. No diversity partnerships. People got to get minority stakes. Yeah, you get a minority share. It's 0.0000000.0000000.1. Now you're an owner. Right? Why has it been all this long? A black man, an African American black man, turned y'all from a $1 million business to a $1 billion business. Brought in the sponsorships. The NBA didn't bring in Gatorade. The NBA didn't bring in all of these sponsorships. Michael Jordan brought those sponsorships in. Nike, nobody, the NBA didn't deal with Nike. They were dealing with Adidas. Nike didn't even exist. To them, no scholars, no contract with them. Nope. They were dealing with one thing and one thing only. Right? So we're missing the big picture. The big picture, and we're distracted with these little fights when the big fight is ownership. They want to keep your mind off ownership all the time. When do the players get together and say, hey, man, we got to start thinking about coming up with our own league, because the big three, it worked. It worked. It could be done if we can go city to city and do this and run it ourselves. It could actually work if we ran our own league. Y'all, they got mad at Jalen Rose for exposing the truth. See, Jalen Rose told the truth and he was being too open. And I give Jalen credit for saying that, but Jalen, don't mess your bag up. I give you all the props in the world for saying it, because it's 100% true. They put Kevin Love on the Tokyo USA team now. Well, Kevin Love now ain't did a damn thing, because all they white guys in America that play in the NBA ain't worth a damn. But they need to have representation of white guys on the USA team. They couldn't send an all-brother team on the USA to go play in the Olympics. So it's never been about the best playing the best. It's always, we got to have a white guy running around out there. Like, somebody ain't going to watch it if it's all black. Still going with that stereotype. Because all the European players, they ain't finna play for the United States. They finna go play for their country. They just coming here to get the money. But them Euro players, all you guys are paying them for is their skin. That's why you bent the rules to let the Euro step travel and all that stuff go down. Because you just want their skin. You want those international dollars. That's the truth. And by God, if they can play, woo! Double Yahtzee. Now you didn't hit the double bubble. So shouts out to Jalen Rose for being smart enough to say something like that, but I don't want Jalen to risk his job because we need people like Jalen in position. Because they love for you to say the wrong thing to get up out of there. You know? We got too many token boys in there. We don't need somebody else to be a token boy up in the job. So we need somebody real up in there. Now we're gonna get to Wiseman. Well, Wiseman had a problem. And the problem with Wiseman is simple. Wiseman is not used to the type of stern talking to in the NBA. He was going to get an education in Golden State. They were going to help advance his game. But some people are not accustomed to criticism. Hey, how you doing? And, you know, him getting scolded all the time, he didn't seem like he was able to take it. I'm trying, it's not working. Is it still signing on or something?
It's still working.
Okay, thank you. Y'all got a trash bag over here? Okay, cool. So, when Wiseman got hurt, it was clear that he wasn't on the same level. Wiseman got hurt and he was done for. But mentally, it doesn't seem like he wants to be there to go through that another season, getting yelled at by Draymond and everybody else getting scolded on every mistake. Because Golden State, being a team that was winning championships, and they're still trying to get back to that position because they're not ready to relinquish what they had on the table. You know, they don't want to relinquish that. You know, they're in their last runs. They like, look, we need another playoff run, you know, like to show people like we ain't done. You know, so that's what they trying to get back to. You know, and while they're doing that, while they're doing this run, this whole championship run and all this stuff they're trying to do, here they are bringing this rookie along. So it's up to people to kind of decide what is it that they want to do, you know, in their life. But it looks like to me, and the whispers I'm hearing, is that Wiseman really is trying to find a way to get up out of there, B. He don't want to be there, I don't think. And the whispers I'm getting is that Golden State might try to move him during the draft. Seriously. They might try to move him. So it is what it is, man. Mike Conley, the Denver Nuggets are still in the consideration. They want to bring him back because Jamal Murray still might be out when the season starts next season. His knee injury and everything else, they still want to have some type of backup point guard. And they felt that's what cost them in this series. They didn't have the point guard to back them up. Seriously. Oh, shouts out to Kwame Brown, man. Shouts out to @Kwame Brown Bus Life. Follow him. Follow me. Follow HD. Follow all us. But man, definitely follow him. He been on fire, man. I mean, fire. Man. This week especially. This is the week y'all want to see him rant more and all that. I know y'all like the rants, and the rants are cool and they funny, but he been really getting in, digging in the skin of the right people. He getting on their nerves, and that's how you know he doing something out here. You see, because they being exposed and they don't like that, and you notice they don't respond. They try to silence. When he start bringing up the trade schools now, and he start bringing up coding, there's people reaching out to me, telling me they got coding schools out by their homes, by their crib, and he trying to see why they don't have more of them. People starting to talk. They starting to talk about it. Before they weren't having those conversations.
Hello,
Hey.
how are you? How you doing today?
I'm good. You're dressed nice.
Oh my God, thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, you have a nice day. So, before they weren't having those conversations. Now they talking about it. So,